Shit, I don't even know if y'all can hear me. I need to do a mic check. Testing, 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 testing. Okay, cool, yeah. Everything seems good there. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into the treasure map stream. I will preface, in case you guys did not see my post on Twitter yesterday regarding why I had to cancel last night's Sora Online stream. I pulled my back yesterday when I was doing my physical therapy exercises, so I had to cancel the stream that night. I was like in the bed like all day and stuff like that. So I will be honest with y'all. Right now, my back does hurt like hell, but the OPTC streams are always short anyway, shorter than like playing like Monster Hunter, SAO, any of the other stuff. So we're going to try and just get through these streams, just, you know, as comfortably as we can for just a little while. You know, always when we do an OPTC stream, we try and go to 2 hours. We might not make it 2 hours. I'm just going to go by how my back is. But at a minimum, I will show you how both the teams work. I did test them. Both teams do work. I only changed one support just for some more damage. I'll go over that. And I'm also want to shout out Yugioka, a Japanese OPTC player, who he has some Auto Plus teams that I will show you those as well. So now the Auto Plus teams require none of the new units, so I'll just show you like those. But they utilize Hyruden as a friend captain. So if you can find Hyruden as a friend captain, you should use these teams. So again, shout out to Yugioka. So his composition of his team was a little bit different. He had Mihawk support, the TM Rare Recruit Mihawk on Buggy to remove 1 turn of Despair. And he had just a 1 turn bind remover on Ace because he was running the Coded Sunny. And the Coded Sunny at level 12 with both modifications will remove 2 turns of bind. And he had a support on Ace that removed 1 turn of bind. So I didn't have my Coded Sunny at level 12 with both modifications, but I had my Going Merry. So that removes 1 turn of bind, 1 turn of despair. So I only need to remove 2 turns of bind, and I don't need that Mihawk support anymore. So if you had this support rare recruit of Cornelia and Kotatsu, they remove 3 turns of bind. So that was the change that I made to it. So just keep that in mind. If you don't have Cornelia and Kotatsu, but you're Coded Mary, which is this one, by the way. Right here you see first modification, 1 turn of bind. Second modification, 1 turn of bind, and gets an updated special. So you can do it like that way. The other supports are needed, just to make the team like run properly and clear the stage. So you will need that support Shirahoshi. Obviously the Brook and Usopp are free to play. Hey. And this again is also from Yuji Noka. Again, Japanese OPTC player I saw on X. When I upload this stream to YouTube, I'll give them a shout out in the comment. I'll link to like their Twitter page because they make some good teams and stuff like that. So again, friend captain is Hyruden. This team, the only supports that were needed were the Straw Hats. The Ace and the Shanks are just there for the Ace and Shanks are just there for stats. But with that being said, I will show y'all my teams, which did not require any of the new legends, or new characters, even as friend captains. So again, if you have a friend captain Hyruden, or you know, just be honest, like with how like I am too. You know, I work, I have other stuff going on. If you need to like use Auto Plus and you see Hyrudens, run these two. If there's not a Hyruden friend captain available, or like, you know, you're just like playing yourself, trying to get through and stuff like that, then use the other teams. But I'm going to save these to my crew log just real quick. Okay, and let me go to view and edit my crew log. So this last one, I'm just going to change the name of it to Auto East Cat. Auto Rodo. Okay. And now let me load the teams that I actually made. But yeah, I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. My back hurts like hell right now. I have took some medicine and stuff like that. Obviously, I took medicine yesterday when it happened and stuff like that. But I at least want to show you guys these teams working, answering questions for people to jump into the chat and stuff like that. I already responded to some YouTube comments that I saw pop up from yesterday. Thank y'all so much for the great reception on the YouTube video of the team breakdowns. Not just like the views, but the likes really helped me out a lot. Because like I said, I was coming off of like the flu, and I still definitely had the flu going on when I recorded the video. Because like I said, my head was just like, it was pounding. It hurt so fucking bad like while I was doing it. And was really bothering me. And for those of y'all who don't know, like for autistic individuals like myself, because our senses are so heightened, that also means like we react to pain, sickness, trauma, like all that kind of stuff heavier than non-neurodivergent people. So seeing all the likes and stuff that I got on the team breakdown video really like made me feel good and let me know like, hey, even though you weren't feeling good when you made that video, like people appreciated like the effort that you put in and stuff like that. So that made me feel really good, guys. Again, it's the littlest things can mean a lot to like people. So that helped me feel good like when I was like feeling like sick and stuff. So I really appreciate it. And I'm sure what led to me pulling my back was probably coming off of being sick because of the fatigue plus the stress I have going on from the stuff in my personal life. All that buildup, like stress affects your like your overall like no, I was right. I was right when I said like it fatigues your body and stuff like that. I'm pulling up my like order of specials real quick. I need to use Centaur and then Luffy on the next stage. So you see here that what's his name, Kashi, he's not, his special isn't fully charged yet, but he will be by the time we get there. When I did it the first time, we were, because of Emu's special giving like cooldown and stuff like that, plus preemptive, so you shouldn't have to worry about that. Or at least I didn't have to. The first time I got there, I was able to launch him. So you see Sentomaru and Kashi resisted the blowaway. So we use Sentomaru first, just so we can make sure we get the full board of orbs with Luffy, because remember, Sentomaru will do some orb change mechanics. Since we have that support of Atlas, we get a attack buff in addition to his orb buff. And with Luffy, we just got those extra like little damage buffs and stuff like that. We get the full board matching, the damage nullifications removed, and with the Brook support, we get the 60% damage reduction. Obviously, we would have done more damage if we tapped with our int characters, but I was just saving them for later in the train. Y'all know how it goes, and y'all know that I over-explain because of like being autistic. Good girl. Dad's gonna be alright. Dad's gonna be okay. They was worried about me yesterday, chat, when they didn't see me getting up and stuff like that. Actually, they was worried about me when I pulled my back and yelled. So you use your emu first to remove that special bind. Then you're going to go ahead and use Buggy. This will give you access to Emu's EX. You can go ahead and activate Kashi next to get the orb buff. You'll use your friend Captain Emu's EX. Now you have the full board of matching slots. That also buffs the color affinity from your Moria support, so it becomes a 2.25 color affinity, so it actually does make a big difference, considering what it was. And then you can go ahead and trigger... you can go ahead and trigger his special. And there you go. Easy enough. So, I will say this about those Auto Plus teams. Little concerned about the damage. And he noted that in the when I translated the tweet, it looked like he noted like damage might be a little bit iffy, so just keep that in mind with them. But either way, you see, we had no issues with this team. And regardless of like not being an Auto Plus team or whatever, there was a lot of teams I saw that were utilizing Hyruden as a friend captain. But the purpose of these are to help any players that their friends list, like, they might not have access to Hyruden friend captains as easy. But there we go. We showcased the team versus Iscat. So the team versus Rodo is the one where I made the support change. So I had someone comment on YouTube saying, like, they had everybody for both teams except the friend captain, not friend captain, except for the, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I go this way. If it was, like, a nav chart, I would have gone. They had everyone but the Lafayette Rare Recruit for support, and they were saying, like, I'm sure that's fine since you said he's only there for damage. And I commented back, I was like, yeah, if you don't have him, but you have everybody else, and that means you have access to Garling, just replace him with Garling to get his chain multiplicative buff, and you'll probably end up getting more damage in the long run anyway, because the color affinity buff was a 1.3 for driven characters, where Garling will give you... So he does do a base stat boost to Emu also, but he gives you that 1.25 chain multiplicative buff, so... It was just going to be more damage, like, in the long run, because the chain multiplicative buff applied for every tap, basically, when the color affinity for driven characters only worked for Buggy, Stussy, and Sakazuki. So we can go ahead and jump in here now. I'll show y'all how this team works. And these teams are also good because, yes, like, Emu is a Super Suko Fest character, whatever, but... with how many people jumped in and pulled during the 12th Annie, this is these teams are good to use because you're not going to have any issues finding Emu friend captains. Hyruden friend captains, yes, possibly. Emu friend captains? No, not at all. So, oh, you're rubbing your face on that? Rub your face on that. So you need Sakazuki on the final stage. It's Emu and then Stussy, okay. So, again, you don't have to worry about his special. It'll be good to go once we get there. Because since we're using Emu on stage 2, he's going to do 2 turns of cooldown also. So you see, after this preemptive, Sakazuki's going to be at 3 anyway. I actually want to go back and like rewatch Marineford. I haven't seen it in like a long time, and I say that because the first time I watched Marineford, I did not like Sakazuki. I think that applies to like everybody. But as the series has gone on since there, I mess with Sakazuki. I ain't even going to front. So you see, this is what I was talking about also in the breakdown video. Because our orbs are changed to quick and strength, yes, sometimes you'll get strength slots on Emu. Sometimes you won't. This is why I said, like, if you want to run Shark Superb, that was an option too, because you would have a strength captain with Emu, since you need strength dex or quick captain. And that gives you quick and dex matching slots for your whole crew. So if you did that, you could use that Uta support on Stussy to get attack and orb buff. Because right now we're using the Atlas support to only get attack buff, because there's not a guarantee we're going to have matching orbs. But either way, the damage shouldn't matter at all. See, yeah, because of like the chain multiplicative buff, the chain boundary, the attack boost, like it shouldn't matter at all. And the attack boost didn't even apply for Emu there. But that's where I said you had a little bit of leeway there. Like if you didn't have the Atlas support but you had Uta, then run the Shark Superb and use the Uta support. So from here, what was the order of these? Sakazuki first, yeah, because he's going to remove our bind. So my Bonnie support went off because it removed that one turn of bind, but I don't know why Rodo didn't get hit with increased damage taken. I'll have to double check that. Because that happened the first time like I did it too. Either way, we'll go ahead and trigger Buggy. He's going to like trigger that from Emu again. Emu's going to give us the full board of slots. Even though those count as badly matching, we're stacking so many buffs, you're not going to have to worry about it. Remember to, even though the slot's badly matching, tap with Sakazuki last, because he has that final tap that just gives you 30% of all damage you did with your normal taps on top of like his final tap, so just keep that in mind. I'm going to double check that Bonnie support, because I didn't get that. I didn't get that earlier either, funny enough. Alright, got to 1,000,000. So give me like 1 second here before we jump back in. I'm going to double check it. Okay, treasure map crew. Alright, let's look at this Bonnie support again. Once per quest, if inflicted with bind or paralysis, reduces bind by 1 turn. And boost damage dealt. Okay. Bonnie gives us a conditional buff. I thought she inflicted increased damage taken. She gives us a conditional buff. But as you saw... So I missed this in our breakdown video. I mentioned that since we had a driven captain, Stussy was going to do... She was going to give us the conditional buff against delayed enemies and delay through immunity. But since we had 5 or more driven, on the following turn, she inflicts delay through immunity. So that's why it delayed Rodo there on the final stage, if you saw. That was triggered from that. So I'm actually going to check like Luffy support, see if there's any like... Because he's Luffy, gets access to so many good supports. Just to see if there's a different bind reducer one that I can get. That might like give us something better. We don't need slots locked. If inflicted with bind reduces it, you would have to have the slot buff beforehand. Well, nah, we'll just keep Bonnie then. It's fine. It won't, like... We're not getting anything from it, but she removes the bind, so... Yeah, I misread that. I didn't read it was a conditional buff she gave us. I thought she inflicted, increased damage taken, but... That's totally fine. Because you see, like, we weren't in need of the damage. Like, we weren't struggling there. And we ended up getting access to Stussy's conditional buff. Alright, 4. So good, we can go this way. I see you rubbing your face on that one, smiling. Yeah, like I was saying yesterday, I know I pulled my back. Y'all can't like see, but I'm always sitting on like a cushion when I'm streaming, for like my back and hip, like a special cushion like for it. For those of y'all who don't know, I have rods in my back from a car accident when I was a senior in high school. I broke my back in that accident, so I have rods and screws and a vertebrae fusion. And because that was over a decade ago, I have hip degradation, and when you have a fusion surgery, it can weaken your vertebrae above and below the fusion. So just to update y'all, like on why like I have like the back issues I have and hip issues that I talk about on my streams and stuff like that, just to keep y'all in the loop. But so I've pulled my back a few times before. I want to say 2 times before, and it was the same thing happened yesterday. It was just a normal motion that I do literally every day. I was doing my physical therapy exercises. I was doing my squats. I don't squat with weights or nothing like that. It's just to like keep range of motion and blood flow. That's what it is. So I just do like regular squats, right? And I actually do minus the running or the walking, whatever it was. I do like the One Punch Man workout. Of like, well, I don't do the sit-ups. I do planks instead of sit-ups, but I do like 250 push-ups a day and 150 squats a day. And then I do like, I don't know how much I like time the planks. It's a lot though. It's 5 sets of like maybe 2 minutes of like planks. I don't know. It adds up, but in addition to like other physical therapy exercises I have to do. Gosh, I'm like talking so much, I can't really figure out. Centaur and then Luffy, right? Yeah. And I'd done my first set of push-ups, and when I went to go do my first set of squats, I did like, I want to say between like 4 and 6 of them. And on my way up, I heard my back pop. I felt my back pop. And I heard it like I could hear it internally. Like I heard, like, you know, like when you're like chewing food or something like that and you hear how stuff sounds like inside you and stuff. Like, it sounded like that. Like I heard my bone pop from inside my body. And I felt it immediately, and I got this burning pain. And it really is like pulling your back, because it feels like all your muscles start being pulled like around it to that spot. So it was like actually hard for me to breathe because it was pulling so hard on like my abdomen and like rib cage and stuff. So it was hard for me to breathe, hard for me to talk. I couldn't really move. It was like I couldn't bend any kind of way or anything like that. Yeah, it wasn't good. And like I said, like right now, it gives you like this burning pain. Like your body starts to feel like hot around that section. And that's definitely like, I do still feel that like hot feeling, and I just definitely don't feel good right now. But I have to put up with pain every day in some kind of capacity with my back. There's never a day where I'm 100% pain free. It all comes down to how do I manage the pain that I have to deal with. And that's just, again, I'm not looking for sympathy or anything like that. I'm just telling y'all what I have to go through and what I've been going through for all these years and stuff like that. I'm gonna hold on to this 4, even though we're 4 away. It's 100% chance to roll a 4, so I'm gonna like wait, because that could be 100% stamina refill. Like, we don't know what it is, and I only needed like 48 stamina or something like that. I will still go this way in case we roll a 1 again. We didn't, but it's alright. We'll land on this, so I'll give us some more points. So it's just about how I manage the pain the best that I can and stuff like that. So yeah, even though like I am in more pain right now than I am normally, but like it's about saying, I still wanted to keep the professionalism and like do this TM stream and stuff like that. So, and barring tomorrow, if I feel like I am able to again sit down through a stream, then tomorrow, since we didn't get to do it a second day of SAO yesterday, we at least did one. We haven't done Monster Hunter this week, so tomorrow would be Monster Hunter Rise. If like I'm having a lot of problems with my back and stuff like that, then we will instead do instead of Monster Hunter Rise tomorrow, whenever the very next stream is, would be Monster Hunter Rise. Like, yeah, I want to get back into SAO and like get all those like new like members to join our party and stuff like that, but I just have to I just don't want a week to go by where we didn't play one of the 2 games that we're actively getting through the story of, and but have done the other. No, you can't. You can stay over there where you can lay on the blanket, but you can't walk around behind me where I have the camera over here. I know you do, like when I'm on work. That's because there's no camera over there when I'm working. I just have the laptop here. Buggy's next. Just lay down over there, okay? While I do this. Yeah, emus again. So yeah, I'm sure that like makes sense though. But yeah, so assuming we get to, I'm able to like put up just enough like with the pain to get through like a stream, which Monster Hunter is good because like we know each monster takes like, just to hunt like one individual monster takes like 15 to 30 minutes. So we know like it's easy to gauge when should I stop. Like for example, like this was a good stream that I could do now, where it's like, okay, to get through a single fight in treasure map is like what, 2.5, 3 minutes. So to get through a whole map with like counting, like having to like roll and stuff like that is probably like 8, 9 minutes. So I would know like clearly like, all right, guys, I need to stop now. Like my back's like I can. Same thing with like Monster Hunter. Like if I finish a hunt and I'm like, okay, I don't feel like I could comfortably sit here for 30 more minutes, I can go ahead and end the stream. So that's a good one. Where we're at in SAO is actually a good spot too, because those 6 quests that we have left, just assuming they're going to be the same like as how the prior 3 were, they're not taking long to get through to get those new party members. But we don't know. That could change once it gets to the final one. The final one could be longer. And we don't know how long the Ancient Apostle stuff is going to take to do one of them and stuff. I'm assuming those are going to be like longer and stuff like that. But I'm excited for the Ancient Apostle stuff. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Especially since the first one's about Xenon, but I am glad that we I'm glad that we beat the main story of Alicization Licorice, so now we're in the DLC, the free DLC and the DLC stuff, so that's exciting to get through it. Sentomaru, then Luffy. I've been doing my free daily rare recruit pull on the TM banner part 3 because, like, yes, Hyruden is a good legend, but I want to, like, save gems and stuff like that. Reiju and Sanji are on that part too, and Reiju and Sanji are not bad at all. I actually really like their normal kit. Like, it seems good to me. Like, I like what their normal kit is, but it's they're really good in like Pirate Rumble and stuff like that. I don't have them yet. I want to get like a copy of them like on my account. That's why I've been doing my like free one there. Comes in very clutch that Emu can remove those 2 turns of by using each one. This is 1 turn beneficial effect removal. It's very handy that he can remove those slot attack down buffs that the enemy gets. So that way, like, we can hit with those int slots and stuff like that. Just very handy. Alright, we're getting close to where well, not as close as I thought. We're halfway there. I was about to say, we're getting close to where I can Super Evolve Rodo. Ah, failed. Damn. Cross my fingers hoping we get that, because obviously the higher your nav chart, the better points you get. I'm very pleased with how these teams I made like turned out. Like, I'm not like trying to like pat myself on the back or shit like that. I'm just trying to say, like, this was a tricky treasure map to like build for. Yeah, it's just Emu's just so like, wow, 100% chance for a 4, 100% chance for a 1. That's actually really good. Gonna help us like have no, well, I won't say no issue getting a stamina refill, because we still have to get within 1 or 4 spaces of it exactly, but y'all know what I mean. Like, it'll help. It just helps that Emu is like a rainbow captain. And it helps also, he and like Buggy specifically, since those are the ones we're making use of, are still point boosted, and that they're 1.35 point boosters like that. That was really like helpful. Because I'm sure a lot of other players are leveraging the 12th Annie characters in some kind of capacity. Funny enough, other than like the Garling supporter, getting to actually use this Sakazuki, he's the first rare recruit I've gotten to use out of this batch. I got all the rare recruits except the supporter dragon. But this is the first time like I get to actually use Sakazuki. I got really lucky though with Rainbow Tavern medals. I did get I want to say it was definitely after the Kazuna. It was after the Kazuna they debuted on, so I didn't get like the bonus points on them or whatever. And it was after the anniversary had started, because I remember I had all the other characters. If I was lucky with Rainbow Tavern medals, I got Yasop and Ben Beckman. And I got Yasop, Ben Beckman, and I got the Rare Recruit Hongo. Which Yasop and Ben Beckman are just so clutch with Shanks. Like, just the tandem, like the power those two units get, it's so cool and stuff like that. It's fun having, like, I don't know, I like having the two characters, like, they just blend so well together. Like, the way that, like, they work so well, I really appreciate that. Like, there's several characters in Treasure Cruise, like, you can use an example, like, versus Kaido, and then that Dex King, all the, like, the Zoro enemy batch, like, pair off with someone like Mr. One and Cross Guild, Mihawk, and is it versus Shanks or 10th Annie Shanks? I can't remember. I think it's 10th Annie Shanks that he pairs with, but I'm probably wrong. Whichever one I say, it's probably going to be the other. Of course, Luffy, Bonnie, and Kuma. Yeah, Ben Beckman, Yasop, and Shanks. They're kind of like that too, and like they mesh so well together. It's just really cool. Another one. I actually don't have one of the two characters. I don't have the Kazuna legend, but Dragon, Kuma, Eva, and then Jenny. Like, that Jenny's just made just to support that. But I did get lucky too. So I kept using Rainbow Tavern medals, trying to get either one of the to try and get at least. So I was using it on the Kazuna banners from last month. Let me start by saying that Rainbow Tavern medals, trying to get at least. There was 3 units I wanted in there in part 1. Either of the dual unit 5 elders, because their kits are good, like they're not bad. But they weren't so great that I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna use Rainbow Gem. No, it wasn't like that. Like they wasn't that nice. No, I'm gonna hold on to that. So the other one was on part 1 was the Kazuna Legend Shiryu, which if y'all have been watching my content or my streams for like a long time, I've been wanting that fucking Shiryu since he debuted in the fucking game. I tried pulling for him on the banner he debuted. Like, I didn't drop like a ton of fucking gems on him. Like, I went to where it was like either 3 or 4 pulls, you get one of the like new characters or recommended, whichever it was on the banner he debuted. I can't remember the structure of it, it was so long ago. And I didn't get him. But now I finally got that Kazuna Shiryu, and I'm looking for like any excuse to use him. Like, I love that Shiryu. His kit is so good. He's just awesome. Like, I'm excited to finally use him. And a big part of like why I like him so much is that he synergizes so well with the global, or not global anniversary, the well, it was a global Annie that he debuted on, but the anniversary exclusive Strength Blackbeard, which I am a big advocate of. Y'all hear me all the time gas up that Blackbeard because people just don't understand him at all. How they don't understand how fucking good he is. Especially with the current hybrid meta of OPTC. They don't, like, they so underappreciate that character. But Shiryu, like, directly, like, he, like, buffs that Blackbeard. So I'm excited to, like, get to, like, test him out and trial him out. I might, like, try doing, like, a Garp challenge or something with, like, Blackbeard. That Buggy, the TM Legend Buggy, he actually, like, kind of buffs that Blackbeard, too. I might try and get something going with like Blackbeard, Buggy, Shiryu. I don't know who else. I'll try and put together like maybe Magma Kaido, like just go like old school with it. Toby Ropo Legend, because like yeah, the Toby Ropo Legend is not good, but they directly buff Magma Kaido. Just like might have some fun with it, trying to be like a Garp challenger too. I still have to get through story mode again before the Wano update drops in it. It's just so like it's just so boring and just so like damn much. Like I wish they didn't reset story for all of us. Like I'm glad they reset it to where like the rewards. I wish they had credited all of us longtime players with like, hey, here you'll just get all the awards and you'll have story beat. Like I wish they had done that instead of us having to like actually go through it ourselves. So I mean, because it's a lot to even get through like the challenges. Like they could have just like said, okay, here we'll give you all the rewards if you already beat story, so you don't have to do it again. But hey, by the way, like there's new challenges and stuff like that, so make sure you do them. Like that would have been fine. Like that's still enough like extra shit. But like, there's nothing like extra to do in story. It's just mind-numbingly like repetitive and like pointless. I am hoping with the story update though, we get new because story's always been like whatever in terms of like free-to-play characters. So I'm hoping with like this like update, whenever it comes, that, and I said this, like I sent this into like the GGP podcast, which shout out to them, always great resource for Treasure Cruise knowledge, and just thoughts and updates on the game and stuff like that from like people, creators in the community and stuff like that. I would rather have the movement tiles over that. What was I saying? I sent it to them saying like, hey, with the update to story, with the Wano stuff, I think we should get some free-to-play characters from it that like would fit like the Wano story, like Akazaya 9 or some of Kaido's crew members, stuff like that. Like Tonoyasu, because I've been saying like we need to support Tonoyasu for like a long time. And we should get like some free-to-play characters like that get that they're all like auto plus support based. 80%. That was. We'll keep the 3 just because it's different because we already have 100% for 4. Because any more auto support or auto plus support is definitely like helpful and stuff moving forward. Again, I'd rather keep the movements for right now. Go this way so we can take out Zoro. For those of y'all wondering why I would rather keep the movements than like the pistol, cannon, slingshot, is because of to try and land on stamina refills. To get like stamina back without having to use like a gem or anything like that. But the C-Cat, I would rather keep. This is tough. The C-Cat's a lot of points that would help us out right now. But these, like I said, these could be guaranteed stamina refills. I wish you could use a card right when you pick it up. Let's get rid of the C-Cat because that sucks. That was an 80% chance, man. Oh well. So we had a 1 in 5 chance of it failing, but like I said, we were going to get points anyway. It's worth it to try and get the nav chart like higher. Oh, great. Kick me while I'm down, I don't care. But yeah, the 100% chance to roll a 4 or roll a 1, that's just too good, like, to let that go. Because it guarantees that if we're 4 spots away or 1 spot away from a stamina refill, we got that. So I'd rather hold on to... I was thinking, like, maybe get rid of the 4, because the higher the number, the pseudo lesser value it has. And I say that because if you think about it this way, if you are 5 spaces away from something and you roll anything other than a 5, you get another chance. If you're 1 space away from something, if you roll anything other than a 1, that was your only chance. You get what I'm saying? So if you roll, like, if something's 3 spaces away and you roll a 2, you get another shot at it. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's why, like, higher value ones, higher number ones have pseudo less value because you would get like another shot anyway, potentially. It's just like probability and like mathematics. You look tired as hell, I guess. Just making a crazy ass face shot. I actually like this Sakazuki rare recruit a lot. Since he's a Navy character, he gets access to good... Since he's a Navy character, he gets access to good support. And the fact that, like, he can inflict 1 of 2 different types of territories is, like, great. His 2-turn barrier removal, 6 turns bind removal, plus he's a slasher. So with Whitey base support, he can remove another... With Whitey base support, he can remove another 2 turns of bind, and with Whitey base support, that would give Slasher territory, yeah, so that actually works out really good if you go that way, because Whitey Bay attaches to, like, Slasher, so that kind of, like, fits, like, working that kind of, like, team with them and stuff like that. He's just a good rare recruit. In addition to, like, he has, funny enough, the best final tap out of, like, the Annie batch. His final tap's better than Emu and Luffy's. Because it's 30% free damage. And it applies to the whole crew. It's not like K-Dads where Kinemon, Denjiro, Ashura Doji, Dogstorm, where that one gives you, like, don't get me wrong, that one's better in the long run because you get, like, double your damage, not 30% of it, but it only applies to, like, slashers. This one applies to your whole crew, 30% of, like, your crew's damage. There we go. I could not get, like, there was like a cat hair, like, sitting on my phone. Could not get off. So we already got our nav level to 19, which is great. Again, the higher we can get it, the more, like, points we can get. And we're at 2.2 million, close to 2.3. Because now, following the prior treasure map, the 12th Annie treasure map, now it goes to 30 million in rewards. I thought that was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I thought that was something that was only for that treasure map, I didn't realize it was going to be for all of them. Okay, let me grab some more of my coffee. My back. It hurts, but I'm able to, like, I'm trying to, like, just block it out, you know. And I'm not asking for any sympathy or anything like that. I'm just, again, I'm trying to just be honest with y'all. Just like I always am. I don't need to explain myself, and I shouldn't always have to feel like I gotta explain myself again. That's just like my autism and stuff like that. Make me think that. But at least, like, doing the stream and, like, hanging, talking to you guys, it's helping me, like, at least, like, put my mind on something else. Because, like, doing my other work, yeah, it does take a lot of, like, focus and stuff like that, but it's like, it's work. It's not like this where, like, at least streaming and, like, stuff like this is fun. Like, I'm not oblivious to the fact that this is a game I'm playing. You know what I mean? Like, I say that because there's a lot of people that they get into, like, streaming and stuff, and they solely look at it as, like, perspective of, like, this just is a job, whether they start out that way or, like, they eventually got to that, to where they kind of lose sight of the fact that, like, at the end of the day, you are playing a game. So, like, you should enjoy it. Like, I'm not saying, like, don't bring, like, your professionalism to it of, like, treating it like a job. No, because, like, even with the small reach that I have right now, I bring that professionalism to it because I think anything worth doing is worth doing right. But there are other people that they can't, like, separate themselves from that work feeling, so to speak. And I think, like, I feel bad for them in that regard because it's like, especially, like, well, just for games in general, like, these were made for, like, enjoyment, to be like an escape. Like, that was like any dev team's, like, objective with their game was like, I just want, like, the player to enjoy this. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just, I hope that makes sense what I'm saying. So it's just like, I feel for people that, like, if they lose sight of that because they're just so focused on, like, oh my god, like, this is, like, my means to an end. And it just becomes, like, a work to them that they lose sight of, like, they don't get to enjoy the games for themselves, if that makes sense. And again, I hope, like, it's hard with my autism to know, like, how I'm coming across. Like, I can only try to explain my thoughts and what I'm trying to say to the best of my abilities in what makes sense to me. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. Like, I'm not trying to, like, knock or diss anybody like that. Like, I'm just saying, like, as I would just say, like, I would hope that, like, if you're taking the time to, like, play the game, like, I understand, like, for a lot of people that are, like, higher up streamers and stuff like this, like, it is their livelihood and stuff like that. I just would hope that you would still get some kind of enjoyment out of playing said game. That's all I'm trying to say. Because I know even, like, professional players that play, like, fighting games, shooting games, racing, anything that's, like, they're a professional player, like, then it definitely is, like, their, like, you know, their livelihood and stuff like that. Not that that can't be the case with content creators, but I hope, like, you still get enjoyment out of, like, in that case, I hope you get enjoyment out of the sport of it, if that makes sense. I kept hitting the territory, didn't you? actually like go look at the other rare recruits from the Annie's kits to see if they're as good as this Sakazuki is, because I'm really pleased by them, and I do not have any idea. Even though I have them, I couldn't tell you what, or even venture a guess what Kobe, Kuzan, who was the other one? I can't remember the other one was. Was it Sabo? Either way, I could even slightly tell you what they do. Yeah, Buggy. Oh, I wonder how like you guys did also on your the 12th anniversary Make It Your Sugo Fest or whatever the hell it was called, how y'all did on it. I actually did get one new legend, so I was kind of happy about that. I got is it Habari? Who's the one? Is Habari the one with the gun or the whip? I got whichever of those sword members uses the whip. Which, like, good. Like, I'll take a new legend, and, like, it's a Rumble legend, too. Like, cool, I'll, like, take that. I'm pretty sure she's a Rumble legend. I'm not 100%. I know Prince Groose was a Rumble legend. I can't remember if she was now or not, but... I just know the one with the gun, she wasn't a Rumble legend. She was, like, a normal legend. That launched with that dual unit, Kobe and Garb. We already got the treasure bird. No, don't jump up there. Stop that. I told you not to jump up there right now. I guess go this way. We're gonna get that card, but it won't, like, matter. Defeat 2 enemies? Like I said, we're gonna get the points anyway. I'd rather hold on to the numbers, barring we run into a nav chart or a CCAT one. After this fight, chat, can you, like, 1 second? I gotta, like, just take a quick break real quick. Like, we'll keep streaming. I just have to, like, send a message real quick. After this fight, and then we'll keep going. I'm not wrapping up the stream just, like, right now. Like, yeah, I told y'all I'd be on. Like, I've been hurting, but I feel the same since I started, so I can keep going. It was if it got worse, and I was like, all right, now I need to wrap it up. Then I can. But I do need to. I just checked the time. I just need to send this message real quick. But I hope these teams, though, the 2 teams I put together, I hope they do help you guys. Because, like I said, I was pleased with how well they worked. Like, I knew from looking at the gimmicks and stuff, I'm like, okay, these will work and everything like that. But the only concerns I had was I was like, how are these going to do on stage 2? Because there's just not a lot of, like, buffs we're getting in any of the mini boss fights, but getting in here and actually seeing how they work and stuff like that, I was like, okay, never mind. I don't have a problem. Okay, so that. We'll get the rewards, we'll see how many points we have, and then I'm going to just roll real quick just to get like to where my stamina can like recharge. Right now it's just sitting, but one roll I'll be able to get stamina actually like loading some. Yeah, see what it looks like you keep thinking about jumping up there, don't. Like I said. You can jump back there, you can lay on the blanket that's yours, but just don't like walk behind me like I was saying. Over to the armrest, because she's so damn jumpy, chat, that I don't want her to like knock the camera and stuff like that. And one time she actually did. Also, the reason why I won't let her like go over there when I'm streaming is because she did like she stepped onto like where I have the camera and it started like shaking. So I was scared she was gonna knock it over because the camera being up like that, she like rubbed her face on it. And I just wouldn't want her to like knock it off what I have it like sitting on. Give me a second, guys. I'll be right back. guys, I'm back. Thank you so much for just waiting for me there. So I am going to go ahead and use the +4 now because we're under 100, so whatever we land on, even if it's 100% stamina refill, we'll get all of it. 75, nice. And I was just about to say, but I didn't even get a chance to. That opened up a card slot for us. Wow, we have a 100%, an 80%, and a 60% chance to roll a 1. We'll go take the coins. Alright, let's go take out Rodo. I find it funny that this TM Rodo, he doesn't have the crewmate ability to resist being blown away. So he's like the only one of these giants that doesn't. And I think that's funny. Like, it makes sense because, like, I don't know where they're at in the anime. Obviously, I know they're in Hellbath, but if you read the manga, like, you know, like, up until very, 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 very recently in the manga, like, right before this flashback arc, Rodo's just kind of like a fucking, like, goof. So that, like, it's funny that he doesn't have that. It kind of, like, fits his character. I just realized something, chat. That Atlas support, not only does it give us the attack buff, I forgot that Atlas support removes 1 turn of damage reduction. So that's actually hella clutch for Stussy on the Driven side, like when you're running her on a Driven team, because she gives that 20% damage reduction, but then Atlas takes it away. That's actually kind of dope. That's cool. I just noticed that. Because the special procs the support, so by order of operations, like everything in the special has to resolve before the support can resolve. That's really cool. We'll go ahead with Sakazuki. Buggy. Cool. Alright, easy, easy, easy. So we should be... We're close to 3 million. I don't know if we're going to get it after this fight. But as soon as we do, then we can go ahead and, like, super evolve our Rodo, though. Close. Yeah, we're just short of it. Yeah, I don't know where they are in the anime because I've been watching One Piece for years, dubbed. Not that I haven't like seen stuff subbed of it or whatever, but like I'm copping the manga. Like I don't mind. Like I don't need to see the newest episode animated when I like the dubbed cast of One Piece. Like I'll just wait. Like I don't care. I've read it. You know what I mean? So it's funny though. I just recently. Because I kind of have like my own anime night where I kind of craft my own Toonami, where it started from when I was a kid watching Toonami. Because for those of y'all who don't know, when you're autistic, scheduling and like a routine and stuff like that is very important. When you have autism, we have so many ones. Like, just give me the pistol. So it's funny because it started out like that, but then like a couple years ago, Toonami got to where it was like they were just like repeating like fucking Cowboy Bebop and Dragon Ball Super, like endlessly, like just would start them over as soon as they ended and stuff like that. And it just got to the point where I was like, okay, you know what, like slowly but surely I was adding like, all right, I'll watch these on Toonami plus like these other shows on like Crunchyroll, whatever, blah blah blah, Hulu, or pull them up on a PC, like whatever. So I was like kind of making my own one anyway, piecing together and stuff. But it got to the point where eventually I'm like, okay, now I don't even have like a live TV provider, so I don't have like Toonami specifically on there, but I still kind of like crack my own. And I've been watching 2 episodes of One Piece for years and years and years and years. And it was about a month ago, maybe, I saw the final dubbed Egghead episode. And the last time I checked, I don't believe the dubbed Elbath episodes are out yet. So, it was crazy. Like, I was like, damn, this has been like a staple, like my like special, because that's what I call it, for so long. And now it's not like, it's not in it anymore. So it's funny. And if you're wondering why I replaced it with 2 episodes of Rave Master. Go watch Rave Master growing up. I don't remember much from it. And I've never seen Fairy Tail. I wanted to watch Fairy Tail. I've been needed to watch it for like years. And I even zeros out and shit like that. And I'm like, well, let's just start with Rave Master. Work our way through them and shit like that. I want to get the Rave Master game on GameCube. And I'll probably emulate the Game Boy one and play it. I don't know if I'll stream it. I don't know if it's worth streaming, but I definitely want to like play it. But yeah, it was so I'm watching that now. I'm only on like the first like 8 episodes or 10 episodes, one of the two. But I had no fucking memory of Rave Master being like unhinged like this. I didn't realize like it was so comedically driven. I didn't remember that at all. I thought it was just like a regular like shonen. But it's like, I know a lot of like anime from that time period, like the early 2000s and stuff like that. Like, I don't know if Rave Master is a 4Kids production, the localization on it, but I know that a lot of stuff, anime from that time period, they were treating it like a cartoon and stuff like that, and like making it more like cartoony than like story driven and stuff like that. Other than like what anime is and stuff like that. Like yeah, there's comedy ones, but there's also like there's a story or a purpose. I didn't realize the Rave Master dub, because I don't know if the sub is unhinged like that, but I didn't realize the dub was like unhinged like that. Like, furthermore than what the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX one is, because now don't get me wrong, I love the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX dub, and I will always stand by the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX dub is phenomenal. And I'm not making a fucking joke when I say that. I actually mean that and believe that. Like, I know there's some people like, oh, it's so stupid and like jokey and stuff like that, and I'm over here like, it's genuinely funny, though. Like, the jokes in the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX dub are genuinely, like, actually, like, hilarious. Like, they're really fucking funny. The timing, the delivery, like, everything, like, makes sense. It doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel cringy. Nothing like that. So when people complain about the GX dub, I'm like, okay, you just might not like dubs in general, because that's a good one. So the Rave Master one isn't like that, where it's like, okay, you know, very normal going along, hey, here's like a really fucking funny line of dialogue, but continuing like, alright, now the story's still going like it has been normally, blah, blah, blah. Hey, here's another really fucking funny line of dialogue. but it's not like there's like a spectrum of like that. And on the other end of the spectrum is Bobobo, which I know Bobobo is nonsensical, laugh out loud, fucking funny, even in its like original Japanese. Like it's just that's what it is. It's a gag manga. It's like super funny and stuff like that. She's looking at it. Oh, she's looking at the reflection of the. She's looking at the. I don't think y'all can see it on stream, but the shadows of the tree swaying in the wind. She's looking at like the leaves and stuff on it. So, I didn't know Rave Master. It's not 100%. Don't get me wrong. It is not a gag manga or anime. It is like a shonen, but it is. I will say it's closer to Bobobo than it is the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, because like some of the stuff that they say, and I don't know if that's like a localization thing of them trying to make it like a cartoon, like them not understanding anime in the early 2000s, or if in the Japanese it is like really jokey like that. Like there's a good example where like Haru's fighting like this dude in the first couple episodes and his foot like slides, and I'm like, I don't think he fucking said that in Japanese. And he goes, oh man, I did have to, or he said something like, why did I buy the shoes with the wheels in them and stuff like that, like talking about like Heelys. And I'm like, alright bro, he didn't say that. And it's not cringy, it's not unwatchable. I could see if somebody could argue both of those, but to me it's not. To me it's damn near like, it's almost like a fever dream, because I'm like, I don't remember like it being like this when I was a kid. And it's not like a fan dub too, because you hear like a lot of recognizable voice actors. It's just very weird. Like it caught me off guard. It was not what I had a memory of or was expecting from Rave Master. But it is enjoyable to like see and stuff like that. I think Rave Master, because I'm pretty sure the anime doesn't go to the ending. It would be a cool one to get a remake someday, because I know of how successful Fairy Tail is. I know now Eden Zero's out, and I think it's doing good again. I have like no knowledge of Fairy Tail. I have no knowledge of Eden Zero. I only know they're made by the same mangakin. But it would be cool with like the success of them, because I know they had a Rave Master Fairy Tail crossover OVA. It would be cool like if Rave Master ever got like a remake. I think that would be cool. I know obviously like there's a lot of people out there like there's so many other anime that deserve a remake before Rave Master does, and if you argue that, like that's cool. Like that's everybody's opinion. Like we can argue to the end of time blank anime needs a remake more than blank anime. I don't think we have to put one over the other. But I think we can just say like, hey, it'd be cool if this one had a remake. I say that because I feel like most people are like, if anything's getting a remake, it's going to be Soul Eater. Like, and if Soul Eater does eventually get a remake, that would be pretty damn sick. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I would appreciate that too, and like I would like that. But I think we can say other stuff should get remakes too. But if Rave Master ever did, I think that would be a cool one. I think a lot of people would enjoy that from the nostalgia perspective of it, because I feel like, at least I don't ever see on social media people really like talk about Rave Master for how popular like Fairy Tail and Eden Zero is and stuff like that. And I get it, it's like older and stuff like that. But I know there are people out there that like it. So maybe like the nostalgia, like maybe that'll like trigger it. Because it was like, before the remake of Shaman King, I didn't see a lot of people talk about Shaman King. Except in like occasional like nostalgia posts of like, remember watching these animes? But then the remake kind of like sparked like some more like interest in it, stuff like that, as like remakes always do and stuff like that. Which I like that remake of Shaman King, by the way. And then, of course, Shaman King Flowers. I hope we get the next one. I can't remember what it's called, but I think that'd be really sick. Because I think they did a good job on it. Again, I will preface that by saying I've never read the Shaman King manga, so I don't know what, if anything, had to been cut out. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll go take that card. But in my opinion, I did like the remake. I thought it was good. I found it to be enjoyable. You know what's funny though? I've never seen anyone ever say that this needs a remake. And I think it's because it's so damn good as is. I don't know how they would remake it. I do see people say all the time, like, oh, Naruto needs a remake. Just because, like, they think it's too long and stuff like that. But I'm saying this because this is another, like, fairly long anime. Like, it's not the length of, like, Naruto or Bleach, but it is long. And that's Inuyasha. And I've never seen anybody say Inuyasha needs a remake. And I think it's because collectively, we all are like, this shit is good as is. Like, Inuyasha's really fucking good. Like, really well made. I would love a City Hunter remake, just because, like, more City Hunter, yes please. But I will argue, I think City Hunter 1 and 2 are perfect as is. I think 3 and 91 are good, but I think they should be, at least from what I saw on Crunchyroll, maybe they're restored. Maybe the owner of whoever owns the rights to City Hunter and stuff, like if it's Discotech Media or whoever, because I know they own the rights, like Lupin the Third distribution, stuff like that. If they own City Hunter 2, also, not City Hunter 2, but City Hunter also, I would hope that they restored 3 and 91 in the same way that they did 1 and 2. Because 1 and 2 is gorgeous looking. And I would say, like, must watch. I think 3 and 91, there are some good cases in there, but as a whole, I don't enjoy them as much as I enjoy cases in general in City Hunter and City Hunter 2. But the ones, now I watched it on Crunchyroll, City Hunter 1 and 2 on Crunchyroll look way better than City Hunter 3 and 91 does. 3 and 91 look like how they probably looked in, like, the 80s and 91. And what I mean by that is, like, fidelity-wise and stuff like that. City Hunter 1 and 2, like, they've clearly been, like, HD restored and stuff like that. And, again, 3 and 91 might have that same restoration. It's just for whatever reason, Crunchyroll has non-like restored ones like that upload or whatever. Like, they just don't look as good. Give me a second, it's a little cold. I'm gonna, like, cut the air off. Okay, I'm back. But yeah, I would like any more City Hunter, like, I would take, because like I said a while back, I watched City Hunter Shinjuku Private Eyes, like, within the past, like, month, and it's probably my favorite anime movie I've ever seen. And I know that might be like shocking to some people. Like, well, what? Over like Ghost in the Shell? Over... I'm trying to think like anime movies I've seen. Over Ghost in the Shell? Over Spirited Away? Over Kiki's Delivery Service? Like, yes. Again, my opinion. And that, again, that opinion also is like kind of based on like how much City Hunter means to me, and that is like Shinjuku Private Eyes perfectly captures City Hunter. The feel of it, everything about it. God, the sound of it. The way they incorporate music in that movie is just so cool. Absolutely loved it. The way they incorporate all the songs from City Hunter into that movie is so satisfying for like someone who had seen everything up to that point. Cause like, man, like a song would cut on and you would literally be like, you'd kind of look at the TV like, oh, they knew to put this one in there. The two that got me the most was when Oh Sarah cut on. I was like, I think I'm like, my jaw dropped when Oh Sarah cut on. I was like, yeah, I was so excited, and I said out loud, right when Oh Sarah played, I was like, if they play Footsteps in the Night, I'm going to fucking scream, because by the time they had played Oh Sarah, they had gone through like so much, like they had hit the nostalgia bone so many times, and like they had shown like this movie gets what City Hunter is. Like, this is doing justice to this series I love. And when Footsteps in the Night did play, I did scream out loud. I was absolutely ecstatic when it cut on. Because that to me is like the City Hunter song. Obviously, like, the music and stuff is important to the series in general, so I know, like, other people might like a different... Like, to them, like, oh, Get Wild, like, to me, that's the one that is, that's City Hunter, or Oh, Sarah, like, that's City Hunter, stuff like that. But for me, it's Footsteps in the Night, man. You know, you as the viewer, you know it's over for the bad guy when Footsteps in the Night starts playing, because you know that means Rio's about to wrap this case up. But I wanted to watch the movie that takes place after that one. I think it's called like Angel Dust or something. But I could not fucking find it online anywhere. The only thing I could find was like buying like a Blu-ray of it. And I'm literally thinking like, I might have to fucking buy it. Because like, after seeing Shinjuku Private Eyes, I'm like, I know this other one's gotta be fucking good. I just gotta like, I'll keep looking, see if I can like find it. If not, then, because I didn't even see where it's like streaming anywhere. So whoever owns the rights to it, please put it on streaming on any app. I will get like a membership to that app so that I can start like, so I can watch that movie today. I would. It was, God, after the last one, y'all sold me on this one. I say that just because Shinjuku Private Eyes, the ending of it leads right into this one. Right into the next one. Speaking of City Hunter, this anime season I'm watching Daemons of the Shadow Realm. And I don't know what number the most recent episode I watched was. It was the one when they were leaving like that compound or whatever, and at the end Asa hugged what's his name? I can't remember the boy's fucking name right now. And after she hugged him, he was like, she said like something like, I can't remember what it was she said, but then he remembered like, holy shit, that actually is what my sister used to say. So now I am positive it's my sister, because he had like been doubtful and shit like that. But whatever episode that was, I like when they were like, how should we contact you? And one of them said like, should we leave like a secret message on the message board in Shinjuku Station? And it showed like them like writing XYZ on it, which if you watch City Hunter, that's how they get in touch with Rio. That's how they hire Rio, so I thought that was really cool. I'm excited for, I'm excited, but I'm also a little somber that next week is the finale, series finale of Dr. Stone. So I'm excited, but I'm a little sad. Obviously, I think that speaks for itself. I think this week, because I didn't get to do like any of my manga reading on Sunday night like normal, except I did make sure I read the new Witch Watch, and I did make sure I read the new One Piece. Those were the two where it's like, I have to read these right now, that they were like just posted because I gotta see Brooks flashback, and Witch Watch is like, it's in the final, it's in the finale of it, so. I didn't get to read anything else though. I was like going to be like, all right, well I'll read like Under Doctor also. Like if I was going to read 3, I'll read those. But I was so tired after like making my Treasure Map teams and recording the video and stuff that I barely had it in me to read Witch Watch and One Piece. That I was like, you know what? I think I'll read Under Doctor and everything else like later in the week. Because I still got to read Under Doctor, Kinato's Magic, Ichi the Witch. Haven't read the new chapter of it. I'm still like 20 chapters behind, I think, on Nue. So I gotta get caught up on it. I did start the, oh God, what's it called? Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 manga though. And I've known like all the mangas are like different from the animes and stuff like that, but I did not expect the Arc 5 manga to be that different already. I'm only like 10 chapters in. But I was like, this is really fucking different. Yeah, I did not expect that. I remember this yesterday and I still haven't like looked it up. I forgot like the new chapter of Berserk came out also. I need to read that like ASAP. I fucking totally forgot it. And I remember we're going to get Berserk 4 months in a row. We're going to get 4 new chapters of Berserk, so I got to make sure to read that. Either monthly or bi-weekly. I can't remember what that magazine comes out. But yeah, I just like, I remembered it yesterday while I was working, but then I like hurt my back. So I totally like just forgot like about it. Because yesterday, like, the whole kind of day just... As you can imagine, after I pulled my back, the whole rest of the day, it just kind of fell off a fucking cliff, chat. Like, I ain't even gonna lie. Yeah, I gotta read that new chapter of Berserk. I'm interested about it like hell, because y'all saw how they gassed it up online, like with the interview and stuff like that. Like the dude that's in charge of Berserk now, like he said that yeah, this new chapter, I hope everybody appreciates it. The reason why like there was such a long gap between this chapter and the last one is because we really really had to make sure we were taking the time to work diligently on it and make sure we captured Mura Sensei's vision because of how important this chapter was, and saying like he had been struggling trying to figure out like how he was going to like do this chapter and convey it. They said for like it was like a long fucking time, chat. They said like either 12 years or 20 years. It was something like that. And I was like, God damn, this chapter, like, it must be fucking good. Like, you know what I mean? I can't remember which one it was, but it was something like that. So they were like, we really, really, really hope y'all appreciate it and enjoy it, because it's was an important one for them to work on. And an important one that Mura himself wanted to, like, convey and stuff like that. So, yeah, they really gassed up this new Berserk chapter. And I'm gonna say this, chat, I don't think they're blowing smoke. Like, the past, like, I feel like the past several chapters of Berserk have been good as shit. Like, really good. I will say this, like, I know a lot of people were apprehensive at, and rightfully so, when Mura passed away. Like, I know there's people who stopped reading Berserk. But I'm telling y'all, like, you can see this staff clearly worked close with him. Because I genuinely think that since he passed away, they have done a good job in still delivering on like what genuinely feels like Berserk. It doesn't... Is it a little different visually? Yes, because it's not the same manga-kin. But I feel like the same message is still there because of him having outlined his manuscripts and stuff like that. So I think they're doing like a good job, and I think they have since then. Which is like, I know, like, great for all the fans, for his family, for his peers and stuff, because it's preserving his vision. And I think they're doing a good job of it, in my opinion. Again, if anybody out there was like, oh, I don't want to read Berserk anymore, like, I'm not going to fault you for that. Like, I think that's a totally valid, like, I would be like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, I get it. Like, nothing's crazy about that. But I would just say, like, feel free to give it a chance at some point, because it is really, really, really good. I don't think it would disappoint you. I want to start reading Crows. And I am going to start reading it. I have it, like, saved. But I'm just waiting for... waiting until I finish Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. When I finish Arc 5, then I'll start reading Crows. I hope we don't have to wait too much longer for new chapters of Martial King. And I say that because I've seen, like, Boichi... I've seen him very, very, very active, like, on social media in the past week. Like, in interviews and, like, different stuff like that. Like, talking about, like... He was talking about, like, manga piracy. He was talking about the finale of Dr. Stone coming up in, like, 2 weeks. Because I can't remember why they said Martial King went on indefinite hiatus. My assumption was because of his health. I can't remember if they said that specifically or not. But I have seen him very, very, very active on social media in the past, like, I wouldn't say 2 weeks, I'd say past week. I've seen him, like, excerpts from interviews he's done and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, so if it was, like, obviously talking to people and inking a whole manga are two different things. I'm not oblivious to that. But I was just saying, if it's his health more important than the story itself, I'm glad that he's in a good enough a position that he is able to have these, like, interviews or, like, talk about all this stuff. Like, you get what I'm saying. It's the same thing about, like, what like I said, Simon Miller says about wrestling. Like, the least important thing of the wrestling is the wrestling itself, because these are real people, these are individuals and stuff like that. The least important thing about the manga about Marshall King is the manga itself. Like, if it had to go on hiatus because of his health, mental or physical health, then I hope, like, hey, more important than even if he never comes back to or finishes the Marshall King or draws anything ever again, I wish him, like, good health and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, but y'all, any of y'all, like, manga readers and stuff like that, I know y'all totally get what I'm saying, because, like, look how it was with Berserk for years, like Mura's health. Look how it is like Hunter x Hunter now, with I cannot remember their mangakin's name. With his health, you know, One Piece, they take breaks every now and then for Oda's health and stuff like that. So, and it's just funny that every time, like, there's a lot of stuff in the world where, like, fans get so fucking entitled to. I feel like, from what I've seen, I feel like manga fans are very understanding, because anytime I see, like, oh, this will be going on a break for the author or artist's health, I literally always see comments like, hey, take as long as you need, like, please, like, just, hey, take care of you. So it's funny, like, I see the opposite. It's like the opposite of, like, being entitled. They're not like, oh no, I need the story right now. They're like, hey, please get better and stuff like that. At least, like, that's my observation that I've seen on social media and stuff like that. I did see this one thing that I commented about it online on Twitter, where it was like, here's, like, the only Shonen Jump series that got to 100 chapters minimum that don't have, like, any kind of adaptation, like anime, a movie, OVA, whatever. Any of those. And Nue was on there, and yeah, I'm impatiently waiting on a Nue's Exorcist anime. Surely though, like, one's gonna be here eventually. I want to start reading Shinobi Undercover, and I'm going to soon. I just haven't got around to starting it yet. I feel sad that Alien Headbutt got canceled, and I know a lot of people are like, "Oh my god, what? Like, I loved it. This was crazy. How could they? I can't believe this was canceled. Oh, what? Like, I will say this: out of Under Doctor, Kineto's Magic, and Alien Headbutt, which I like all three of them, Alien Headbutt to me seemed like the one that would have a shorter story anyway. You're like, yeah, it shouldn't have been this damn short. Like, it shouldn't have been, like, canceled and stuff like that. But I saw some people saying, like, this had the potential to be, like, over 100 chapters and stuff like that. And I'm looking at it like, I'm thinking about how everything had been going up into the story and stuff until, like, it felt like it was getting rushed and stuff right there at the end because we knew it was going to be, like, canceled and stuff like that. And I'm thinking to myself, looking at it like, this to me doesn't feel like it would have been 100 chapters anyway. Like, it shouldn't have been, like, however much it was, like, what, 15, 14 chapters? It got canceled too fast, I will say that. But I was looking at, like, I didn't think it was, I did not see how it could be 100 plus chapters. You know what I mean? Like, that was just me. But I'm glad that Under Doctor didn't get canceled. I hope it still doesn't, because I'm really enjoying Under Doctor. It was definitely my favorite of the three. I know a lot of people dislike Hinato's magic. I like it. If you don't like it, whatever. It's your opinion. You ain't gotta fucking you ain't gotta put down the people that like it. I mean, my God. Dude, like, I don't know what it is about Hinato's magic that, like, people want to get in, like, fucking fights about it. I mean, they do about Nue, too. Like, I'm like, bro, like, just because you don't like Nue, like, leave me alone. Like, me reading it doesn't have anything to do, like, with you. But, hey, I like Hinato's magic. If you don't, then don't read it. It's easy enough. Now, if I had to pick between, okay, one of these two's getting canceled and the other one's staying, then I'm sorry, Hinato's Magic, you gotta go. Like, because I don't want Under Doctor getting canceled. I like it too much. And I'm sorry, Hinato's Magic, as much as I am enjoying reading you, you ain't made me cry like Under Doctor did. Because I will say this, that chapter about the stroke, that actually made me cry reading Under Doctor. It was so sweet, so well written, that I'm like, you know what? I liked this series to begin with, but damn, I didn't expect like a chapter, like just a one chapter thing like that. Like they built up the whole story and delivered it in one chapter like that. I didn't expect it to have that kind of emotional impact. By the time I'm reading the final panel, I got like fucking tears in my eyes. I'm like, damn, dude, that stroke chapter was sad. And for those of y'all who've never read Under Doctor, you're probably hearing that and say like, well, if it was about a stroke, like I'm sure it was sad. Like you're just going off of what I'm saying. But like when you actually read it, you're like, dude, this shit is heavy. Like subject material wise or otherwise, it was just really well written and helped to convey like the emotions that the author was trying to like get out. It definitely landed. But I hope they don't cancel it because it's a good series. In my opinion, if you don't like Under Doctor, more power to you. But I recommend it. I know, following the cancel of Alien Headbutt, they did launch a couple new mangas here recently in Shonen Jump. That's why I'm like, alright, Under Doctor, keep going. Don't let these new ones take your spot. But none of them, from what I saw, like piqued my interest where I'm like, all right, let me start reading this. Like day one. Because like that Formula One, like racing one or Indy racing one, whatever it is, I was like, yeah, I'm not really interested in that. Like I don't like. I love Initial D and I love MF Ghost, but those are different. I'm just not interested in like I know there's that like Formula One anime or something like that too. Like there's another like racing anime I saw on like Crunchyroll. I can't remember what it was, but I'm like, nah, nah. I don't really watch sports anime unless it's about like a sport that I like. And like Initial D, it isn't just about the racing. I said this before. I think Initial D is the best like coming of age story that I've ever fucking seen. Because my god, do you see all of them fucking characters like grow? In addition to like the phenomenal racism, the soundtrack. I mean, come on, it's Initial D. It's that good. I like seeing that like carried over into MF Ghost a lot. But that's like a basketball anime. Like, oh, look, check it out, because like basketball's my favorite sport. Which is why I hope someday we get a second season of Ahanasora. Because the first season was very good. I liked it. But other sports and animes outside like basketball, I just I just don't really have like the interest to like check them out, like Ice Shield 21 or what's the one, the volleyball one? I can't remember what it's called, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Or Blue Lock, stuff like that. Like because I like basketball. Let's activate this. Damn, speaking of basketball, coming like full circle now and like talking about how like City Hunter Shinjuku Private Eyes is like what I said. I was like, damn, this might be my favorite anime movie, period. There was one that I forgot that like I don't know which I would put over the other. I might bump down City Hunter Shinjuku Private Eyes to second after the first Slam Dunk. Because my god, the first Slam Dunk is one of the best movies I've ever seen, period. With no qualifier, like no like or filter or limitations, like nothing, just all movies I've seen. That's one of the fucking best ones, period. Such a good movie. I don't know how many more runs we're going to do, because I see we're coming up to the 2-hour mark here. I am glad that I stuck in there this long. Yeah, like I said, I've been hurting this whole time. I'm just glad it didn't progress to get any worse, but I don't want to press my luck, so probably once I get 2 hours on the recording, I'm going to go ahead and stop. so that hopefully, if I like then stop and I continue to take care of my back and stuff and rest today, hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to do a Monster Hunter stream, definitely. And that way I'll still get like at least 3 streams done this week, which is always like my minimum. For any new viewers, I stream between Sunday and Thursday, usually at night, with the exception of Treasure Cruise events. I try and do early afternoon, the day after they start. So treasure maps start at 5 a.m. this morning, so I started early in the afternoon today. Kazuna Clash usually starts at 11 p.m. the night before. I usually stream it the next day and stuff like that. And the only other exception is I'll do some daytime afternoon streams or stuff like that when my regular job, I have the freedom to work any hours I want. As long as tasks are available, I can work as much as I want. And sometimes when tasks aren't available and I'm already in like a not necessarily a work mindset, but a productive mindset, we'll jump into a stream. So I always post on Twitter and stuff when I'm going live. Again, it's a stable enough stream schedule that it is between Sunday and Thursday. I, at a minimum, will stream 3 times. I try to do 4, and sometimes it's all 5 of those days. But I try to do 4 days of streaming. Like I said, though, I lost Sunday this week from being sick, and I lost yesterday from pulling my back. It was so like fresh, and the pain was so like big. That's also why, like, after clearing the treasure map this time, why I'm going to go ahead and clearing this run, why I'm going to go ahead and wrap up, because I don't want the medicine I took this morning to start wearing off, and I don't want to start hurting when we've reached like what my minimum objective was. I'm going to go ahead and cut off my iPad. But yeah, since I won't be streaming tonight, since we did it this afternoon, if I have any time where like I'm waiting for my stamina to come back or whatever, I'll probably try and do some manga reading today since I missed out on Sunday. I have to remember and not forget to read that chapter of Berserk. Imu-sama. But for those of y'all that when I upload this stream to YouTube here, feel free if y'all have any questions or concerns about the teams, need any help or assistance or anything like that, like coming up with stuff, please feel free to comment. Like I said before jumping into the video, before jumping into the stream today, I did take some time to answer like some more comments and stuff I did have on YouTube following the prior video, the team breakdown video. Again, I greatly appreciate like not just all the views but the likes. Since I was sick recording that video, that actually made me feel really good, because I was like, damn, like, wow, like your effort, like, it mattered. So thank you all again for that. I really appreciate that. Please feel free to, if you're so inclined to, also follow me on Twitch. That helps out a lot. Like you see in the title of the video, we're trying to reach our path to affiliate. I do have a goal there that once we reach affiliate, I have a special playthrough that we'll be starting. Similar to like we did when we got to 50 followers. I know we're under 30 followers from 100. So I've been thinking and going through this in my head. I don't know. And I'll try and figure it out once we get like closer to 100, like within like 5. I haven't fully decided yet on do I want to keep that stream, that playthrough saved for, because it's not just a single stream, it's going to be a playthrough. Do I want to keep that saved for when I reach affiliate, or do I want to do that as a celebration of getting 100 followers? I haven't decided on if I want to change to do that with it. But of course, like, I'll let y'all know if like that is something I decide to do instead. Yeah, after we beat like Rodo here, we'll like stop. Because even though I'm not feeling any different with my back, I am starting to feel in the past like 5-10 minutes a little bit more nauseous. And I can tell it's like the nauseous I felt yesterday when I pulled my back from when I took like my medicine. For some reason, like, I don't know if it's because it's been so long since I really hurt my back that I had to take this medicine. It hasn't felt really good, like, in my stomach. Like, it just feels like... It's definitely like if you've ever had to take, like, a medicine where they're like, hey, take this with food or whatever, you know what you feel like when that sits a little weird in your stomach, that kind of, like, medicine, and that's how it feels now. Like, it kind of makes you feel a little, like, not groggy, not, like, nauseous in the way, like, you do when you're sick. It kind of just makes you feel like, ugh, like, not good. Like, the best way I can say was, like, the medicine's, like, it feels like it's sitting wrong in you. But yeah, I'm glad these teams like worked out the way that they did and stuff like that. Hopefully, like, I wish you guys like the best of luck on your TM runs and stuff like that. Remember that this TM also has skulls to super evolve your Elbaf Luffy. Remember they gave us 2 Luffys for free, so don't level up one with the other one. Keep both of them so you can have one super evolved, one non-super evolved. Because it's going to be a side evolution. Like, he's going to change. He's going to change type. I can't remember if it said type and class, but one's going to be quick, one's going to be int. So just make sure, like, you keep, like, one each. We'll go ahead and stop there. We got to nav level 27, and we have 5.7 million points. So not bad. Not bad at all, actually. So we'll go ahead and we'll stop there. Thank y'all guys so much for stopping by and stuff like that. I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Oh, God. Be careful when I stand up. And I will catch y'all next time. Later, everybody. Thanks again.